is going to be Khao Poon. Finally, I get to make this dish. So right now I'm getting my my ingredients prepared. I will be using pork neck to give it the extra rich flavors in my broth. And of course I am making Khao Poon Gai, or the chicken type of Khao Poon. It's a big hen that I will be using, but I won't take the whole thing because I would like to save some of the meat for a different dish, so that way I don't waste it. So what I'm gonna do is take the part that I want to save for a later dish. I want to be able to make more than one dish with this big hen. I mean, it's a big size hen that I bought, so it would be a waste if I put all this in the soup. So I'm gonna be saving the leg part. I think I could make like a dish called gai. That would be a perfect dish for a hen. Okay, so this is the part I'm gonna take out. I will be using the breast part of the hen and the backbone to put in the soup. Okay, let me just take this part out and I will get to the breast part of the meat. Now I made a bean sprout last week. I finally cleaned that up yesterday because I was planning to make this dish today. So I got my fresh homemade bean sprout that is all cleaned up and in the fridge. My water is boiling right now, so I need to hurry and get this in there. Okay, I'm gonna save the wing as well for my later dish, because this is a good part of the parts of the chickens that you would want to make like Okay. All right, guys, let me get this out, and I'm gonna go ahead and work on the chicken breast part, and I'll come and show you guys. Let me rinse my hands. All right, I got the breast meat removed. Here it is. It's a big chunks of meat. I'm gonna be using 2 breast meat, and the bones, the backbones, I pretty much just cut that in half. And it doesn't matter what the size, you're gonna make, you're gonna brew it pretty long period of time. The bone's gonna break apart. So I'm gonna put the whole thing in there with my pork bone neck. All right, here is what's going in the pot. Here's my pot, guys. It's boiling pretty hard. I put lime leaf, galanga, and lemongrass stalk in there to give it the aroma. Okay, I might need to add a little bit more water because I want to cook my soup down so I can have that nice rich flavors. I haven't added anything in there, but what I will add while my bone is cooking is a little bit of salt. Okay. And I like to cook my soup good amount of time, to the point where the bone is falling out. The meat is falling out from the bone. So we will give that time to cook, and I will get back with you guys how long that is cooking. In the meantime, we are going to get my chicken breast chopped up. This is what I'm going to be using to enhance my flavor. I'm going to be chopping that up. Okay, the pot has been boiling for a good 15 minutes now. What I'm going to do is clean out the buildup. Now you want to make sure your soup base is clear, so therefore we got to do lots of removing all these fat buildups. And after I do that, I will turn my heat down. Of course, I will add the water first because I want it to cook a little bit longer in a simmer to get that rich flavor. You want to make sure you get all that stuff out. And I will cook it for a good period of time in a simmer mode. And I could, I'll check back with how's the chicken and the pork bone neck. Okay, let me get all the scum removed and I'll show you guys when I add the water. All right, I got all the buildup removed. Now I am going to add the water. Right now the pot is set on high. So add the amount of water that you want, and this will go down, of course. But you could adjust it later on if you want to. But this is how much I'm going to put for now, and I'm gonna let it cook and simmer mode for a good, I'll check back in about 2 hours because I got other stuff that I need to prepare. I'm gonna make the curry paste, so put a lid on that, and then I'll let it boil first. Once it's boiled, that's when I'll turn my heat down to medium, or get to where your water is not boiling too hard. It's kind of like in a simmer stage. All right, guys. All right, let's get the chicken chopped up. I'm going to slice in smaller pieces first, then we'll get that chopped. Now, if you don't want to do this part, you could actually just cook your chicken breast, the meat, in your soup until it's good cooked amount for you, in terms of how cooked you want it to be, but you want it fully cooked, of course. And then what you could do is shred them and then smash them in a mortar. But I like this better because I feel like when you cook down the meat before putting in the pot, it gives it a little bit more rich flavors versus cooking the whole chicken breast in the pot with the rest of your bone. It takes a little bit longer, but sometimes when something tastes good, I go for it. Okay, so let me cut up these pieces and start chopping them, and I'll come back. All right, my chicken has been chopped up. What I'm gonna do is refrigerate it until I am ready to use it. My next step will be making the curry paste. I like to make my own curry paste just because I like this herb smells better than the canned type that you could get at the store. It has more fresh smell than the canned curry paste that you would get at your Asian's market. All right, let's refrigerate this and then we'll get back to it. All right, guys, I got all the herbs prepared and ready to go in the blender. Let's go over what herb I'm using. I got ginger. I didn't use too much of that. I got sliced lemongrass. Now all of these are gonna go in a blender, so I don't really care about the size, just as long as it will, not give me a hard time when it blends. I got galangal, garlic, shallot, and lime leaf. Now, as far as the amount, I pretty much just put the amount that I want in terms of flavor. If I want more of the, the lime leaf scented type of flavors, I will put more of that. And if I want galangal flavor more, I will put more of that, or lemongrass, and vice versa. But as far as, how much you should put, just, figure out the amount that you feel you want your curry paste to come out. But this is my base ingredients for making my curry. And the most important in getting the nice red color in Khao Poon is of course the dry pepper or chili. This is the type that I'm using. Now I got this at the local Mexican stores. I don't put dry pepper, you know, the spicy type, because my daughter can't do spicy. So this is my only options as far as getting the red color in my Khao Poon. So what I'm gonna do with this is I got my water ready to go. I'm gonna wash this out. First, I'm gonna take the stem and I'm gonna seed it. Remove the seed. All I want is just the, you know, the skin itself. So all you do is just, let me switch this over. And how much should you put in? Again, I don't have the exact amount. If I want a thick red sauce, I put a little bit more. If not, then you know, depends on how much my curry paste I'm making. Shake that off and put them in your water and rinse them. Let me see, I'll give you about guessing how much I will be using. You know, I got lots of herbs, so to make it kind of even out with my herbs, I will probably use, I think this will be good. I think this amount will be good for me. So let's see how many is that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 chili that I will be using. Now this is not spicy, of course, but if also if you put too much, it could get sour. It can make your sauce sour a little bit. So just a heads up on that. All right, guys, let me remove the seed and then I will wash them. And we'll come back when I start blending everything together. All right, so the chili, dry chili has been washed, ready to go. I might have to do this 2 times because if I put too much, it could, you know, it might not blend well enough for me. So I might have to split it up 2 rounds. So, you know, just grab a handful and put them in there. Okay, and put some of the dry chili in, and you will want water to kind of blend everything in. Now don't worry about the amount of water because eventually you're gonna cook it down, you know, cook all the liquid down until you get a nice paste. So I put as much as I needed to get a nice smooth puree results. Okay. Let me set that aside. Let's get the blender going. Alright, guys. Shake it up. And if it needs more liquid, you might want to add a little bit more or else it will not blend good for you. See, I think I need a little bit more, but I'm going to go ahead and just go with this one. I'll be sure to add more water in my second round. Guys, this is what it will look like, a nice paste. Now I will put this in the pot that I will be cooking in. You just continue to do that until you're finished. Okay, so let me go ahead and finish that and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. All right, here's my paste all ready to go. It is pretty runny right now, loosed because I put water, of course. So what I'm going to do is cook it down until I have a really thick paste. So this process will take a little while because You don't want your too high, because then you'll get all the, you know, all the sauce splashing at you. So, and you want to make sure you kind of stir it frequently, just so you don't get the sauce going all over the place. So what I'm going to do is cook this sauce until it's thick and we don't have any of the liquid in there. You see my Khao Poon pot going? It is in simmer. I had to turn the heat down a little bit. It wasn't a high medium earlier. Now it's kind of like a low medium, because I don't want the broth to cook too fast. I want to kind of slow cook it. Okay, guys, this is all there is to making a paste. All you do is cook down the liquid until you get a nice thick paste. See, if I stop, I'll get the sauce squirting on me. I already got some in my arm. Oh, you could see. So you kind of have to stir it frequently. And make sure you turn your heat down. This part will take a while. So let me go ahead and work on this. It looks like the liquid is going down a little bit. I don't have to stir it as frequent. I turn the heat medium so it doesn't, you know, start squirting the sauce everywhere. So once the water has gone down, it won't be too bad with the sauce, you know, giving you problems. You kind of have to keep an eye on it, of course, and check your temperatures. Right now I have it on medium, so. Okay guys, it's still going to be a while before it gets to where I want it to be. Still got lots of work to do, so I'll get back. Alright guys, the broth, Khao Poon broth, has been cooking for good 2 hours now. The water level has dropped quite a bit. I will go ahead and start seasoning. Now I turn up the heat, so that's why the water's not boiling, but I will turn it. I am turning it back up right now. Let's see what ingredients I will be using for flavor. My chicken broth. I will be using salt, MSG, and my special ingredients, guys. Not all Khao Poon has this in, but for me, this is what I've been using. Badek. Yes, I use badek in my Khao Poon, and the reason for that is because I think it tastes so much better when it has that sauce in there. Before, that was always been left out, but I start using it maybe a year ago, and I figure it's like, it just adds that extra nice rich flavor to Khao Poon. So I've been using that ever since. Now my husband doesn't know that. My husband is not a fan of badek, so any dish that I cook that has in, he'll try to avoid that, but I never tell him I have that in there. So that's like our little secret. Anyway, here's the chicken broth. Now this is a lot of soup, so of course you're gonna add a little bit more than you normally would in a small amount of soup. So I'm going to use 2 of this size spoon. Okay. I will add, like I said, when it comes to salt, I don't go heavy all at once. I take my time on that, because if it gets too salty, you know, you can't really fix it. So I'm just going to put this amount for now. Okay. And I will put just a little bit of MSG. Okay, just this bit. And last but not least, my special ingredients, badek. Hopefully my husband doesn't watch this video, because if he knows I put this in, he might not want his Khao Poon anymore. Like I said, if it tastes good, what does it matter, right guys? Okay. I will put a big spoon, trust me, you will not smell this sauce in there when you make kapun. I mean, or else they would know by now, you know. I've been using this the longest time and my husband was never able to tell if I put it in, so. You cannot tell there's padak in there. But padak is like a special, you know, ingredients that add that extra kick to the flavor and makes everything taste so good. So there you go, guys. Now I'm gonna turn my heat down and simmer and put the lid back and let it cook a little bit longer. You know, once I get my curry going, that's when I'll turn the heat, you know, back up. But for now, we're just gonna cap this back up and let it cook. The longer the better when it comes to cooking kapun broth. All right, guys. The curry paste is at where I want it to be. All the liquid has been cooked down. Now we are just left with a thick red paste, curry paste. So what I'm gonna do next to get that red color in my kapun is to cook it a little bit more, but this time I'm adding oil, coconut oil. Now you can use vegetable oils if you want, but I have coconut oil, so I will use that. And coconut oil will give it that nice coconut smell to your paste. Okay, just put the amount. Pretty much you want to cook it where you get the oil, the red oil coming out from your curry. So I'm putting 2 big spoons of that, guys. 2 big spoons of the coconut oil. And I will continue to cook until I get that nice red color forming. I just want to mix the oil in with the paste. Now you see a lot of paste that I'm making. I'm not just using this for my kapun dish. I am making extra for other dishes like nam khao, which is the rice salad, the nam ball. I use this type of curry. And what else do I use besides nam khao? Oh, and tom yum, the seafood tom yum. I use this curry for that dish. I like to make my own curry. The one that I get at the store, it's a little spicy for my kids, so I don't use that. Okay. So I'm mixing the oil in with the paste, and I'm gonna let that cook, you know, and let it release the red chili sauce, so that when you add it in your pot, you'll get a nice red color. I might want to add a little bit more oil, or olive oil, not olive, sorry guys, I'm getting everything mixed up. My coconut oil. Okay, I'm gonna have to wipe down my spoon. Give me a sec. Okay. So if you make a lot, just store them in your freezer for later use for a different dish. You know, it takes a while to make this stuff, so you might want to, it's nice to have it handy when you want to make some dish that requires a curry paste. Okay, just gonna put there, and then I won't mix this one because I want the oil to start working. All right, we are just gonna let that cook. And I will show you guys. The longer the better. If you want your kapun to come out with this dark red color, you want to cook this curry paste longer and get as much oil released as you can, the red oil from the paste. Alright guys, I'm gonna let this cook and I'll come back and show you when it's all done. Alright guys, my paste is about done. I turn up the heat to, you know, speed up the process a little bit. You see how nice and thick the sauce is? This is what you want. If you have more time and you're not in a rush, cook it in a medium heat and just kind of give it time to allow the color to get darker. But I think this is good for me. So what I'm gonna do is take them out in a little bit. Just want to show you guys what it should look like. This is a nice red curry paste that you could make yourself. Now this is gonna last me a while because this is a lot of, I made a lot. So just want to cook it down a little bit so that I could get the nice dark color. Okay. All right guys, I think this is good for me. So what I'm gonna do is remove it, put it in my bowl. Now don't clean out your pan. Okay, here's the curry. You got your curry made. Alright guys, like I said, don't clean the pot out. We are going to cook your ground chicken breast that we set it aside in the refrigerator. We're gonna clean the pot with the chicken breast. That way you get a nice flavor to your chicken breast. So you're just gonna cook the chicken breast in your curry paste pot. You're just gonna cook it down. I'm gonna use a little bit of the soup base to put in the pot so that, you know, I could get the chicken to kind of loosen up. It's dry right now, so just a little bit. I'm gonna turn my heat up high, and all I'm gonna do is just cook that down. I'm gonna try to scrape all the curry that got stuck on the side of the pot. And let's just clean it up. We don't want to waste. This is good sauce. Okay. Cook that up. Once that's cooked, all you're going to do is put them in your Khao Poon pot. Okay, I'll be back. All right, guys, we got the hard part all done. What a relief, right? We got our curry paste homemade, all ready to go. And I cooked the ground chicken breast or the chopped chicken breast in the pot I was cooking my curry in to get that nice flavor, you know. So here it is. All I'm gonna do is to get the flavor going. Okay, turn that heat off, and all I'm gonna do is just pour the chicken into my pot. See that? Nice color and very tasty. Instead of, you know, cooking the chicken breast and smashing it, I think this way will give you the nice flavor to your, add that extra flavor to your Khao Poon. It's extra step, but to me it's worth it. There's times where I get lazy and I don't do that, but okay, I'm gonna put my heat up high. I want it to start boiling. Now that I'm gonna add everything in there, I'm washing my pot to make sure I get all that flavor back in there. Okay. All right, let me put this away. All right, guys, let's see what we have to do. I am going to start by putting the coconut milk into the pot. Now this is the type that I'm using. You could get the can, of course. They have this at the Laos store, so I was surprised because I saw one of my YouTuber was cooking using this, so I thought, oh cool, this might be easy. I don't have to use 2 cans. But anyway, this is the amount. I'm gonna use the I'm thinking, I might need the whole thing, but we'll see how that turns out. Okay, let me open this thing up. Put it in my Khao Poon pot. Now I turn the heat up high to get my water level down a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and add the coconut milk in there. Now I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna add the whole thing, but I will let you know if I... Stop from there. Now the amount of coconut milk for me depends on how creamy I want my Khao Poon to be. Sorry about that, guys. I got cut off. I got my sister-in-law trying to FaceTime with me. So I have to stop her for a little bit. But I'm gonna go ahead and add the whole thing. I don't think it's that much, so. And I want my sauce or the broth to be thick. So I'm adding the whole thing. Now you see it's already turning orange color. The reason was the spoon I was using to stir my curry paste, I washed it in the broth. So that's why you see some of the color. So that color was not from the chicken. It was because I was cleaning my spoon in there earlier. All right, let's go ahead and put our curry paste. Now, like I said, it depends on how you want your sauce to turn out. If you want red, you put a little bit more. I'm gonna strain this. I don't want the little pieces of the herb into my soup, so I'm gonna strain it. I'm gonna do one big spoonful for now, and I'll adjust it later. I just want the sauce from the curry paste. Now it doesn't look like it's red right now, but when you cook it down, the color will get darker. You will have that red color. Just give it time to cook. One of the things that my Khao Poon is different from, like for example, the one my sister-in-law made is I brew my broth long period of time. Now I noticed that when I do that, my Khao Poon sauce doesn't get spoiled easily. That's one common problems I have seen is if you leave it out in the room temperature for like maybe not long, like maybe 30 minutes or less, the soup will get spoiled. Now I have never run into that problem ever since I tried brewing my soup for a long period of time. Even when I leave it out in room temperatures overnight, I don't have that. And it doesn't get ruined easily or get spoiled easily. Okay, this is what I don't want. See that little bits of pieces? I'm gonna take that out. I will add a little bit more of the curry paste, spoonful. And if you happens to run short in your coconut milk, another things that I use to substitute that is milk, a regular, milk that you drink. Now, if you decided to go with that, make sure you don't have your heat too high, kind of like in a medium first, then slowly increase it. But it tastes, to me, I don't really notice that much difference. I mean, I have some coconut milk, and then I run out of the coconut milk. I'll use the milk, and it works the same way. It tastes the same way. And my kid have never, brought it up, said, "Mommy, did you use milk in this?" So, yep. Or if you don't want to do coconut, if you want to go healthy and just use milk instead. Or use small amount of coconut, then put some milk in, kind of like half and half. Okay. Here's see that? Now I'm gonna let this cook down more, of course. see that, guys? It's not as red yet. I might want to do another spoon. I want to give it a taste first. As far as flavor, it's not gonna, you know, like I said, I never get it exact always the first time, so I will adjust them. I think I'm gonna add one more because I got lots of curry paste, so I'm gonna add one more spoonful, which is what, 3 spoonfuls of my curry paste that I made. This will be my last one, and if I later on see that the sauce is not as red as I want, then I will add more. I just think homemade curry paste tastes better than the canned type that you get. And you could put whatever herbs you want, but the basic making curry paste is, you know, the lemongrass, the Charlotte, galangal, lime leaves, and peppers or chili to get the red color. Okay, I'm gonna take that out. I think that will do, guys. Alright, so what I'm gonna do with that is let it cook down. And I will show you guys when it's cooked down a little bit longer. Like I said, it will get darker. This is not the color that you will get at the end. If you want it darker color, red color, just cook it down. And I might want to adjust my flavor. For now, I'm going to leave it as it is. All right, guys. The Khao Poon broth is being cooked right now. I am moving on to my next preparations. Give me a sec. Let me turn off my show. Now this is going to be the condiments that will go with the Khao Poon. I got all sorts of vegetables, Asian vegetables. I got the long beans. I got this one right here. I think we call it pakbay. And I got minced and this Asian herbs. I know my friend's gonna get on me about this. She's gonna be like, this is what it's called. She's been tutoring me on how to pronounce some of the Asian herbs. It's because I don't use them a lot like in the house, so I forget a lot of the names in my language. Sorry about that, guys. But this is the basic you eat with Khao Poon. And I'm gonna use banana flour. All right, of course we got the cabbage that I'll be slicing. I got my water ready to go to get this washed. So let me get this. All right, I got my condiments all ready to go. We are just waiting for the noodle to cook. And let's see what I have. Here's my sliced cabbage. All I did was slice them, washed it, and here's the banana flour. Now I got a tutorial on that and how to slice them so that it doesn't turn brown. So check that out. Here's my long beans sliced in bite size. Different herbs that I washed. There's the herb that I have in a plate. All I did was just, you know, break them in a little small size. And the bean sprout that I grew, this is the perfect size for Khao Poon. It's a small size, crunchy and nutty. So, all right, guys, we are waiting for the noodles to cook. After that, we're going to serve them. It is finished. Take a look at my Khao Poon sauce. Now it is not as red as I wanted, and the reason for that is I did not have enough of the chili, the dry chili, and I did not cook my curry paste long enough. This is the result of that. It is still good. I taste it. I added about 2 tablespoons of badek because I didn't think it have enough of that flavor. So I went ahead and add about 2 tablespoons of that. Like I said, taste it. If you like yours, then leave it. If you need to adjust it, you can add. And when I said I boil mine or cook mine until the meat falls off from the bone, this is what I mean. You could tell how soft that pork neck bone is. See that? So this is how long I cook mine. See, some of the bones doesn't even have a meat because it's been cooked so long that it just falls apart. And this is how I like my Khao Poon. I give it good amount of time in cooking that. Alright guys, this is how it looks like. This is gonna be our dinner tonight. Hi guys, I am cooking the rice noodle. I have 4 bundles of rice noodle in the hot pot. This is the type I am using. I like the bigger rice noodle, but this is all that I got, so this will work. Anyway, just cook that until it's all the way cooked. You could test it out by pinching on the noodles. So, all right, I'll cook that up and let you guys see how it looks like when it's all done. Is finished. Now the small one doesn't take that long to cook. I think it was at least about 5 minutes or so, but just to double check on, you know, if it's cooked, all you have to do is just take a strand and pinch through it. See that? If it's easily pinched through, that means then your noodle is ready to go. All right, I will show you guys how I prepare this. All right guys, let's go ahead and prepare the noodle. It's been cooked. And all you have to do is rinse it with cold water. I got my strainer ready to go. Okay. I'm just gonna rinse them out. Get all the starch. This is how I wash mine. So some people would just pour it in the strainer and, you know, wash it out that way, but this is how I've been doing mine. I'm losing some of them, but it's okay, it's just a small piece. So you want to rinse them until you get a clear water, or your water's cold. Just keep doing that. I think I could touch it with my hand now. It's cold enough. Alright, I'm gonna wash now. Okay, that's good enough. The water is cleared. That means you are ready to start preparing them. Did you guys see that? I spilled water on my counter. Alright guys, well this is how I do mine. So I'll take like this amount and I'll squeeze out the water and I'll flatten it and I'll lay them on the strainer. Okay. When it dries up, it will be in that shape. Just repeat the process until you're finished. Dry it in. Okay, and I'll lay it flat here. Okay, that's all there is to this one. So do that until it's done. I'll show you when I'm finished. Alright guys, all the hard work has been paid off. Khao Poon is done. We got the noodles ready to go. I got my condiment all prepped and ready, and my sauce, my Khao Poon. It's not as red as I wanted, but I think it's still good. Okay, I am gonna make me a bowl. I'm gonna load it up because, you know, I put a lot of work into this. So first thing I'm gonna put is my vegetables. I love lots of vegetables, so I'm gonna put a lot of I'm putting the banana blossom, some of the cabbage. Now this is all up to your choice, whatever vegetables you want, of course. A little bit of long beans. Okay, and my homegrown bean sprout goes into my bowl. And then last, I will have some of the fresh herbs all in there, okay? And here's Khao Poon, the noodle. It's all, the water's, you know, it's not wet anymore. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just start with that for now and just put your broth in. You can't really see. Let me see if I can bend it for you guys. See that? This is what my noodles looks like. Alright guys. I'm gonna put some of the sauce in here. Okay. I'm gonna put like that. Oh, this is so delicious. Look at that. Put it on top of that flame. I got some of the skin in there, my favorite. But I can't have too much of that. Alright guys, this is all there is to it, and you just go and eat it up. Right, thank you guys. Thank you for stopping by.